Hey, what's up, guys? So, got some requests to show my units, kind of show gear quality, and etc. RTA season's over. It's about time I do an account showcase. I'm really just going to go through my units. I'm not going to go through and show my hunt teams and expedition teams and all that kind of crap. All my units are on the same build as they were when I finished RTA. The last queue session, I went like 20 and 5 or something like that. I finished like rank 280. Didn't play it all the last day. Aside, before I went to bed. But, casual RTA push. Now, I'm probably a broken record with this, but I did quit the game for a year. So, I'm like a returning player. I came back in like, I want to say like July or something. Around July, I think. So, I've been playing again for about 5 months. Something like that. Did a lot of farming. If you're wondering how much I spent, it's over 10K, I'm sure, in total. I'm not exactly sure how much. I know it's over 10K. So, most of that was on units, though. Like, I know I spent $500 getting LQC. I spent $700 getting AOL. Spent quite a good amount on ML summons, right? So, not ML summons, but Mystic banners. It's where probably a good majority of my money is gone. And then I'll buy, like, leaf packs out sometimes. I always have the monthly pack going. I bought in like all the one-time packs, of course. I bought usually like the event packs. I'll get the Molop Gora pack pretty often, and I'll get Equip packs every now and then too. That's pretty much what I buy. And some people are probably like, "Oh my God, that's so much." And honestly, I've pretty much made like just the same amount back from YouTube. So it's just pretty much just putting what I make off YouTube back into the game, which, I probably put a little bit of money into it in comparison. It's not the exact same, but, it's pretty close. So, pretty much, yeah. I'm free to play, quote unquote, in that aspect, since, I'm kind of making it back doing this thing, right? So, let's go through some units real quick. I'll just kind of talk about it. I'll show individual gear on some of my better geared units. I'm not going to do that on everybody. Keep in mind, I don't draft every single unit in here. I don't use every unit in here. Some units are just holding gear, right? So, yeah. My Ravi, actually, she had a full set of gear, but I took her boots. I never drafted her anyways. She was a unit that I wanted to have built, but never ended up picking her anyways. My Ravi is built, but she doesn't have an artifact on right now. It's on SIG. It's on ML Ken. In case I ever need to pick him. I didn't really need to pick him often. I did a couple times, but yeah, just add artifact stats here. This is what she looks like. It's just really my extra counter gear. Ravi was okay picked in the AOL sometimes, and I did pick her a couple times. I did have an artifact on her, and I used her a couple times. But Ras I used towards the middle of the season quite a bit. I stopped using him towards the end, and I gimped his gear a little bit. He was like 235 speed, and he had more ER and more effectiveness. I think his health was about the same. So I just nerfed his stats a little bit. I wanted to make sure he was still geared, so I could still pick him if I needed to, but, yeah, I didn't really use him as much at the end. Don't have any really good pieces in here. I mean, it's just all kind of like, it's okay gear. This is a really nice ring. I opted to use it on him because he needs the speed. Arena neck that kind of rolled like trash. Don't use her, obviously, or him. My Charlotte, I used her a lot. Like, I have a really good Charlotte build, but I haven't been using her towards like the tail end of the season, like at all. I need another good pair of lifesteal boots to put on her. Because I keep giving her boots to either Violet or Rylett. But like, I do have, like, this is her build, basically, that I have her right now. I had a faster build that looked like this, right? A little slower, but more speed. This was like the build before, and both pretty good, right? But I'm using the Violets more often than Charlotte. I have other fire options now that Millam's out. Lilius, I have her built just in case. I do want to pick her into AOL. Arius isn't maxed out. I just pulled this not long ago. But I have like 5 knights that have Arius on them right now, so I'm trying to spread them all out. The gear quality, like, she's just kind of holding extra stuff to kind of get near the stat threshold that you need. I don't know why that's popping up on Elliot player, but it doesn't stop. This is my Caesarea. I never really pick her. As you can see, she still has like plus 85 gear, or level 85 gear. She's not maxed out completely, but she's got an effectiveness and she's got an attack to where she's draftable. I have her molded quite a bit, so I probably should invest some more gear into her. See, that shit's still popping up. But I just don't have the quantity of gear that I need, right? So that's one of my downfalls of not playing for a year. If I had a whole extra year of farming under my belt, I think, like when you see some of my good gear units, like units like this would also be good geared, right? Makes my unit pool like pretty small in comparison to a lot of these other higher end players. I just use her in raid. My Mercedes is built right now. I've swapped her gear around quite a bit, but she's still usable, like, in case I need to pick her. I mean, she's still got decent bulk, decent damage. She fits right in the range between my Carmen and my attack buffers, so she's draftable, right? If I ever think she's a good pick. My Millum has some of my best gear right now. I like Millum because I don't like Landy and I don't like Violet. And I know a lot of people think, oh, this unit's not that great into Landy, blah, 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 blah. Well, it's because when people are drafting her into Landy, the rest of their team sucks. All right? That's pretty much what it comes down to. Just because this unit's on your team doesn't mean you're going to win. If the rest of your team sucks, right? That's not how this shit works. But yeah, I could show you some of her gear. It's all pretty high rolled. This is like a 76 gear score helmet. This was originally on my Mercedes, right? It's really high rolled, right? Decent chest piece. Decent boots. This is like a 76 gear score ring. And then crit neck with a bunch of defense on it. Gets good value out of that with some damage stats. Plus 30 artifact. I got really lucky in pulling that. If you haven't watched the video of me pulling it, you should go watch it. As long as you don't get triggered. My poleaxer gear also gets changed a lot. Usually when I'm looking for DPS gear to fill out on other units, it ends up just coming off of my poleaxer. But she's still draftable, obviously. She still does a good amount of damage, and I pushed her effectiveness a bit and threw my Copium Abyssal Crown on. It has procced and won me games in situations where I draft her, and this threshold, you know, she can debuff, you know, like Amelia, because a lot of them are fast with 100 ER, so it's like a 50-50 to hit it, right? So that's why I rebuilt like this. I would like to build her full glass cannon nuke to where she does a shit ton of damage at like 220 speed or something. That's what I want, but don't have it right now. Carrot is still built, even though I do not pick her. I used to have like a 5.2k attack Carrot, but I've shifted gear, obviously. Got her a little bit of effectiveness on her, so she can easily, more reliably debuff things, but, you know, nothing's crazy. It's just, you know, typical Carrot gear. This is a crazy helmet, also. Really high gear score. It's just basically Carrot gear, right? Notice I don't have any crit damage, and, like, the crit that I'm getting is coming from, I think, the sword, and I'm not taking it off. So, yeah, it's just stuff like that. Don't use these. My rim is, you know, just base speed counter rim. I don't like picking rim because mine doesn't work, right? Her gear's pretty decent. Pretty high roll to an extent, right? This used to be my Landy neck, actually. When she was on counter. Pretty nice ring. Okay boots. Just got all the stats she needs, right, with no speed. Make her as tanky as I can with a good amount of damage. I can make her way tankier for less damage, but I like her to do damage. Then we have Crowl here. I can self-imprint too, give him more health. I like my Crowl's build. He's got really good stats. I can play him in an aggressive draft. He's got a really high HP threshold. His defense is alright. Still over, like, 125 ER is pretty nice with this amount of health. A little faster probably wouldn't be too bad, but against some aggressive comps, like, the speed tuning is really well. Like, I think I want him a little bit faster, but he usually outspeed, like, mainly for the FCCs, right? Because a lot of times his S3 gets stopped by skill null. Like, there's just a skill null there already. And usually that's because Landy pushes up an FCC. Go away. And kind of makes the speed kind of awkward. I wish I could reliably get him to go in between the Landy and FCs, like Landy and FCC, but it's kind of hard sometimes, right? But I like this build. It's working fine. It's my Kisei. I really need more damage on her, but my pure damage speed gear is kind of lacking. I have some pieces that are okay. Like nice 20. This is a Penta-Roll chest piece. If I could reforge this, it would be 26 speed. It's probably the best speed item I've ever rolled. I have a 23 speed item, but it was after reforge. This is pre-reforged 22. Like this is insane. Maybe one day we can reforge 88s, and that'll be crazy, right? See, like this neck is just kind of dog shit. It's got speed, it's got attack, got crit damage, got crit, but damage is kind of low on it. Same thing with this. Like I got all this health here. It's just lacking in damage, right? And health here. It's just not pure DPS stuff. Rand's not geared right now. My Cerise is draftable. I try to get as much effectiveness on her as I can. I don't really have fast effectiveness gear. That's one thing I really lack as well. In my speed gear is I lack like and that's where just farming a lot comes in, right? Like I probably would have very good sets of those if I didn't quit for a year. Because that's just something that just takes time to collect, right? I have some okay pieces. I mean, it's 20 speed, 16, 20, 18, like 14. Her gear, like she isn't, you know, cracked with her speed. But, you know, I got her up to 285, which is a decent speed. From drafting her with like a Ravi or something or Cease area, like it can work, right? This is my SSB. Bulky lifesteal. Yeah, just decent gear, right? All red stuff. Good amount of flat defense here. Defense main ring. And then, you know, these used to be my ML Ken boots. I just stuck them on her. Then what else we got? My Deanne. My Deanne's not that great. She's kind of like on my third rate Soul Weaver gear, kind of, but she's draftable. I have her speed tuned with my DPS units. She goes first. But yeah, like her gear, it's okay. She's got really high ER, right? But she's got some wasted stats in here. Like I could reforge this off, etc. Right? This should probably be flat defense, not health. Do I have one? No. That's probably just why it's that. But here's my Elena that I never draft. I drafted her quite a bit towards the beginning of the season, but I don't know. It's like the meta shifted single target, so you don't really use her. This is like all of my good Soul Weaver counter gear basically is on her. And my Amelia, I opted to go fast. I wish I could have him 270, to be honest. With these stats, maybe a little bit more defense, make her a little bulkier, but I usually if I'm picking Amelia, I'm going aggressive, right? So I could like reforge this off. Like there's little things I could do to her. Yeah, there's another 22 speed ring. This is like one of the most recent ones I rolled. That rolled a 4. That's kind of sad. I mean, where else am I going to use this? 6? 4 poggers. All right. Yeah. It's pretty nice. Well, let's see. I don't use her. This is my Rimuru build. I changed him recently. Like I had him on as our comment, so obviously I had to fix the crit there. But sometimes I feel like he's too fast to take buffs. But I haven't built to where I can draft him aggressively or in a slow comp, so he just kind of works, right? Decent gear. This thing rolled okay. This thing rolled really nice. This is my Abyss neck, right? This is my most recent craft event ring. It's actually like 77 gear score. It rolled insane, which is pretty nice. And then, you know, some decent bruiser boots. 26% crit. It's always nice to have. Clury. I used to use her, but now I was using her to farm Katie's with, and I just had her on some like damage gear. Miss Elena is geared because I do want to pick her. I just put her on my destruction set. I want to build destruction S10. I have some pretty good pieces, but I think I just need a little bit more to make it work. I need some more good immunity or pen. So my Violet right now, my Violet build has changed very frequently. This one's okay. I think his defense is a little bit low, but usually I'm drafting Violet in a situation where like he's gonna 1v4 and the rest of my draft is already threatening, and he's just kind of like there just in case it doesn't work, right? That's how a lot of people use him. I wish I had more attack. I could get more from an imprint, obviously, but I think the stat line's kind of okay. Like, he does what he needs to do. This is my arena neck. It rolled pretty nice. 20 crit. I wish I could reforge this. That would be nice. Reforge the bottom stats. Maybe they'll add that one day. Can't reforge main stats, but you can reforge the bottom ones. And then he's got my Abyss Sword. 21 crit. And just some other, you know, gear laid in there. This is my Landy. She's my highest gear score unit right now. I think she's like a 438 or something like that, if you're familiar with Fribbles. Doesn't have a max guiding light because, yeah, nope. Her gear is pretty nice overall. Nice attack, right? This is a really nice helmet. This is my highest gear score item. I think it's an 82 gear score. It's literally only missing 1 speed here and 1% health. So like if this rolled a 5 speed, right? So it's missing 1% health and 1 speed for it to be maxed. Which is crazy to think about, right? Like it almost rolled perfectly. Decent neck with the good stats on it, right? Decent ring with good stats on it. And then, yeah, boots, good stats on it. Pavel, I used him a lot, but I don't use him anymore, obviously. As my Rowana build, the free-to-play Rowana carry that shits on the Lions. I either run Idols or I run Stella, right? She's just really tanky and slow. I mean, she needs to be there for a passive and she needs to not die. So, that's her. I used G-Perg at the beginning of the season. I don't use them anymore. This is like my old Wyvern one. I just one-shot Wyvern if I do it now. Beautiful skin. This is my LQC. She's one of my other. I think she's like she's over 400 gear score too. Like 410 or something, but she's pretty nice. My LQC is, I really like her. The only thing that I really want is like if I could get like to 280 crit damage, maintain this attack and get to like 1400 defense, I would really like this build. But that just comes down to really getting perfect gear and maybe like a max imprint. The sword's cracked. Helmet's pretty nice too. This, I can get a lot more out of the chest piece, I think. It's a pretty, yeah, I don't know how many times I've done this, but yeah, this thing just hits 5 every time. Decent ring. Decent gear overall, right? This is my Tywin. I still have him hybrid. I did pick him a little bit towards the middle to late season. Like he's pretty nice. I've won quite a few games with him. I've locked people down. I have him hybrid build. You know, he just has his very own specific set of gear that's not really used on anybody else. It's like all the high effectiveness, crit chance, crit damage gear. I rolled this neck and it specifically rolled for him. Like the gear score in this thing's actually kind of insane too. It's just 30, 56, and just the 2 stats, 56. Yeah, this is 70 something, like low 70s, 72, 71, 73 maybe. Pretty nice neck for a defense piece, right? And then I just pair it with this. Good stats, with effectiveness, good speed. He's at a good speed threshold. I wish I had a little bit more health, but it's okay, right? I could get more health through this, but... This is my injury Lion that I threw together with nothing but equip packs. I don't even have those pieces 90'd, but I used her a lot on the last day because I saw how strong it was, right? The gear's okay. I mean, it could be a lot better. The neck's kind of nice. I like this neck. It's pretty good. She gets crit buff. So if you're looking at this, like, what the fuck is this? She gives herself crit buff. So, you know, maxing out crit, nice, whatever. But if you don't, it's not too big of a deal. You're looking to stack the injury and do damage as a bonus, right? So she's just okay. This is my Carmen. I recently rebuilt her. Her health is kind of low, but I like this build. She doesn't hardly ever get debuffed, and she provoke locks maids that have lower ER, provokes locks Ruels, provoke locks Amelias. Like, I like the effectiveness. Because typically you're going to draft Carmen in a slower draft. Those provokes really come in handy, right? Some of the gear's just okay. It's got a lot of effectiveness on it, right? Tank stats with effectiveness, really. These are nice boots. These were on my Sage Ball originally, but this is my AOL. This is as fast as I can go with as much effectiveness as I can go, right? The pieces aren't too crazy. It's like 18 speed, 17. It's just all my effective. This is my fastest effectiveness ring. How sad is that? And then these are really nice boots though. 38 on my boots. He's on counter. I don't use him. He's just kind of holding this gear, to be honest. Maid, high ER. I did have her higher, but you know she's 240 with this, right? Go away. 240, 255 with this, and then with other imprints she pushes 260, 270, right? Yeah. Oh, it's even on that. So there we go. Even more. So, yeah, she's like almost. It's 250. She's damn near 270 here. She's like 268.5, like ER, and she still gets debuffed pretty often at higher levels. So it sucks. This is my Ruel. I actually gave her some better gear because Ruel became a lot more valuable with Rimuru being around. So I actually gave her my ML Haste helmet and, you know, just kind of gave her some better gear to help her survive. She's got decent ER, high defense, you know, tank stats. Decently fast so she can cycle. It's kind of hard to kill, right? She's okay. This is my A-Ravi build right now. I gimped her a little bit because I gave one of her rings to Millum. Did I skip Millum? I don't remember talking about. Oh wait, no, I talked about her briefly. But yeah, so I gave her this ring. That ring that was on Millum was originally on her, but she's still good like this. The only thing I'm really lacking is some defense, I think, but she still works. Obviously, this is still a good A-Ravi, right? Then we have. I used to use him, don't anymore. This is my ML Ken, who I rarely ever draft. He's okay. His crit damage is too low, and I wish he just had more of every stat. This is my Carawick. He's got no Molus. His S2 does really good damage. And I think having pin set is kind of valuable. And I have decent pin set pieces for him. They just kind of fit with the way I want him built. And I got decent speed. He goes where he needs to go. This build works just fine. I need to max this thing out, obviously. And I need to mola him. But he'll be ready next season. I think he's going to be a very valuable unit to have. This is my strays. I wish I had more damage. Like on a lot of my other units, I wish this was plus 30. Just decent gear. There's 23 speed helm, right? Some okay stuff. It's my second strays, who I did have built Bruiser. FCC, I just have her built max HP just for barriers, right? It's my Troz that's built as well. Got these a little faster. It's already been 23 minutes. Well, yeah. Pretty nice. I don't really draft him. I do sometimes. It's my Deanne RB that I also never pick. He's basically just holding gear in case I need to pick him into a cleave, which I almost never do. Yeah. I had him built fast for a little while, but I don't know. He's not one of my favorite units to use. And here's my Sid. I started drafting Sid a lot, actually. He's another unit I need to mola. I think he's really good. Not just as a speed contest. I think he's a standalone good unit. Like, even in like in an aggro draft, like he stops AOL and then he's really threatening if they don't deal with him fast. Hits defense breaks on units with no ER, etc., right? BBK was built on counter. I never drafted her though. I wanted to try Wind Rider. Just literally never had an opportunity where I would pick her over something else. My Rylett is built right now. His build also changed a lot. This is one of my most recent 90 pieces. It's only like 67 gear score or something. It's alright. His gear's okay. I mean, could be a lot better. I could make a way better Violet than this, or Rylett, but, you know, he's just kind of, my life skill gear is kind of stretched. I'm not geared. I never picked Champ Z. I just had him really tanky on proof. I took his ring and gave it to somebody else. This is my Stenny right now. I do want to build a pure damage Stenny because I think she's valuable with all the single target going on right now. But she works like this, so I need to pick her. I didn't pick her that much. This is my Haste. Like I said, I gimped him a little bit to buff up my Ruel, but he's still draftable, obviously. And yeah, that's all of my units. I think I had like Flan down here. Alright, that was up there. She's still geared? No. I had like a 280 Flan too. I guess I just kind of shifted her gear around. But I never picked her either. It's my, oh. Oxlots is geared, I guess. With just like extra stuff. I never picked him either. I picked him a little bit towards the middle of the season. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Plans for future. I'm gonna build Bryceria. I need to max Mola, Acid, Milim, Rimuru, Carawick. I don't know if I'm plus 15 him, but I'm gonna definitely get him to like plus 12 at least. I still need to max Mola Rim, dude. I don't have Earth S3 max Mola. I need a lot of Mola. Anything else in here that I need to Mola? I regret putting Mort to plus 12. I actually thought he was decent when he got buffed, but not really. Well, I don't know. He might be decent drafted next to Injury Lion now. Now I think about it. You just run like Injury Mort. You give yourself anti-crit too. He might not be that bad because he ignores defense. Like, he ignores ER, right? So I think drafting him now next to a slow Lion might actually... Like, Injury Blind might not be bad because you just stack the injury faster, right? And then once their health gets pretty low and he starts proccing and defense breaking things, that's really dangerous. So maybe that's how he's meant to be used, is next to Lion. Who else do I need to Mola? I need to max Mola Lion. I do want to max out this. But, you know, I didn't think it was a huge priority. But yeah, I need to max Mola Strays too for S1s. Sometimes they matter. But yeah, that's going to be it. This video's way longer than I thought it was going to be. But I'll catch you guys later. Hopefully you enjoyed. Peace. Like, comment, subscribe, all that stuff. Yeah.
Fuck.